Who's ready for some silly, funny, goofy debuts? Probably all debuts are silly and goofy. It's okay. We're gonna figure it out. Today's the day. Oh no. Right then. EN2 is debuting in, let's see, 55 minutes, unless Roka is late. So we're just gonna see how this goes. This might be a bit of a shorter one, because I was like, if I overrun them, my career is over. I'm gonna get in a lot of trouble. Oh boy. So, okay. Gen 2. The playlist is in the funny pinned comment, and we're gonna talk about this is not just going to apply to Idly and Gen 2, but it was written with them in mind, I'll have you know. Life is good. We do have a time. Oh boy. Right then. So, tonight's topic of discussion. Oh dear. This is gonna mostly be actual advice this time, because I'm a nice person. Not me going from, they're going to take my job, I need to milk as much money as from my career as I possibly can, to, you know what if I was nice? What if I was... Isn't it a coincidence if it's not Boca Borin? Don't do that to her. It's a fate worse than death. She doesn't deserve that. Call her rock and roller like a normal person. Don't. I took on the burden of being Bin Benbo's, apparently, unwillingly, so this doesn't have to happen to her. Be a nice person, we believe in you. Advice. We're gonna go over some advice today. This is real, because I said it myself. It's just a few things. You know. So they are about to die. This is true. We're gonna talk about advice for, like, what they are doing today. We are going to do advice for how to not fucking perish. We are going to do advice specifically for if you're in an agency, because I feel like these two can apply to anyone. But this one, this is us. This is all us, baby. And then the end bit. How to fight the manager. It's okay. Manager's too busy fighting me, you don't need to worry about that. There's a foreword, because I'm very smart. This advice is mostly aimed for Idly and Gen 2, except for Roka, who debuts in under an hour. Stop watching, go check your audio settings again. No! Save her! It's also probably applicable to any other near debut VTubers, but who cares? This ain't about you today, this is about them. Right then, shall we begin? This is a very aesthetically pleasing PowerPoint, I will say. Did I download a template for it? Absolutely. But you know what? The first rule of VTubing is you cut corners wherever you possibly can. Oh no. Right then. Stretch his bones. Here we go. I do first want to talk about what makes a debut good. Because I thought about this. Because contrary to popular belief, Penrose does actually have the capacity for intelligent thought. Sometimes. So, a debu's point is to convince people to watch you, okay? You don't debut stream just for the fun. I mean, you might debut stream just for the fun of it. I mean, some of them might just debut stream for the fun of it. But the point of a debut stream is people watch it and they go, oh. Let's see. Or, you know, just to see what kind of train wreck it's gonna be. I feel like that's why people were watching me after my whole... after I used to behave on Twitter. Oh dear. How does she tweet 15,000 times a day? Is she sane? No. So, I put together some things I think go into a good debut, and if you're a VTuber, you can think about it. Isn't that fun? Right, I think a good debut, and this is obviously opinion, but my opinion is fact, this is true. A good debut, I think, should serve as a demonstration of future streams. Like karaoke, or the PowerPoints. The PowerPoints are a me thing. But you know, a lot of VTubers do the, you know, the debut slides, but then that's not really something they return to. I think a good debut at least kind of showcases a little bit of what you're gonna get when you're watching the VTuber, like, properly. So, you know, I mean, the PowerPoint was perfect for me. She really hasn't changed since debut. She's still doing the slides. Slide to the left. Right then. No, but if you're like a singer or something, obviously you want to do, you know, some singing. If you've got any other silly, goofy, like Theo did drawing in her debut, I think I recall. And she does a lot of creative things, probably. I would assume, based on like thumbnails and titles alone. That kind of thing. You know, I think, yeah. Sorry, I'm just realizing, the debuts in my gen I remember the least are Juniors and Pochis because they were like, they were right before me and right after me, where my brain was like at the most terrible. Of course I remember my own debut. It's trauma. It's always trauma. Oh boy. Ah. But yeah, I think a good debut kind of shows off a little bit of what you're gonna be doing in the future. Because, like, what's the point in doing a debut if you're just gonna completely flip-flop and be like, well, actually, I think I'll just be doing 55 hours of Apex all the time. Just play Apex in your fucking debut! It makes sense. I'm smart. Right then. I think a good debut should show off unique things people will only find with you. Cool execution of ideas, unusual talents, PowerPoints! Bullshit streams that mean nothing. I'm talking about myself by this point. PowerPoints! No, this... Oh, God. This reminds me. No. Okay. Listen, I hate to bring this up, but... So, Flayon, that little twerp, I watched his debut, and I was like, damn, this guy's got a cool robot. And I remembered that. And I think that showed his creativity. And I hate him! But it's okay. It's fine. But that kind of thing. Like, if you have a talent, if you're gonna draw a thing. And then people will be like, creativity? In my VTuber debut? Like, I know Yuko did like a Ouija board kind of thing. And then I think she did that as like a proper stream. And you don't get people doing that. That's not something, you know, Zatsudans, karaoke streams, gaming, summoning the spirits of the dead, you know, the 4 pillars of VTubing. Hehe, spooky. But if you've got something that you're gonna, like the PowerPoint, I'm a genius. Like the IKEA Sharks, I'm a genius. But basically, I just think it should show people, you know, if you've got unique stuff about you, then you should put it in the stream that's gonna get a lot of viewers right away, I think. Why should I trust you? You shouldn't. Next part. A debut, I think, should draw in the audience you are looking to build. So if you, I think that this is true, that the audience reflects the streamer, which is why you people are so mean to me. Because I'm mean to everyone else. Nice! Oh no. But I think if you want to have like a really chill audience, then you don't go into it being kind of like me, because none of you people have any chill. And honestly, it's probably for the best. If you people are okay with this, I don't know what the state of society will be looking like. Basically, you just want to kind of attract the people that you want to attract. It makes sense. It's like making friends, but absolutely nothing like that. It's incredible. I think that's just kind of down to how you present your personality. Honestly, you know, if you want to do a certain type of thing, you want to draw in the people that are going to like that certain type of thing. It all makes sense, maybe, if you... Don't fact check any of the things that I say, because there's probably a hole in my logic somewhere. I think a good debut should give viewers something memorable to remind you of later. So, I remember in Rito's debut, when she sang the fucking Giga Chad song. Like the and that just stuck in my head. That stuck in my brain. I remembered we were watching, she was doing like a test run of her debut, and she did that, and I was like, okay. But if you've got something memorable in your debut, I don't think it's essential, but I do think it is good. Good things can be non-essential. I hope. I think if there's just something that can stick in people's brains, they can at least be, like, if they're not immediately on board, they can at least be like, what happened to that guy? Or, you know, it's going to give them something to think about while they're waiting for your next stream. I have written Fuyo's petty crime. I remember when she stole that wallet. I won't forget. Fuyo Cloverfield has already been handed over to the authorities. Life sentence without parole, baby! Oh boy. So, it's gonna be interesting seeing if anyone has got anything interesting planned that sticks in our brains tonight. Oh dear. Right then. I think a good debut, here we go, should not focus too much on the unimportant details. Okay, I see a lot of VTubers being like, slides, 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 and good for you. It is important that we know things about you. I just think that too many people focus on, okay, it's time to do a PowerPoint presentation, when they're not me. Sounds so judgmental. You could never be me. You could never do a PowerPoint presentation. But no, I think that in a debut, like, slides and model showcases shouldn't be the entire stream, because, I mean, what your favorite color is really does not impact how your streams are going to be too much. Let's be honest. It's nice to know. It's not essential information. If you can fill that time with something that's, like, more engaging, I think. I mean, hopefully, I haven't had a chance to speak to Gen2. Hopefully, it's not just, like, slides all the way down. But if it is, it's not their fault that this PowerPoint happened a day late, or 5 days late, or 20 days late. Oh, no. But yeah, I think, like, you know, model showcase, what your shoes look like don't really have very much impact on your future content, and it can get kind of uninteresting because it's the kind of thing everybody does. It's like, okay, it's time to go back onto Twitter and tune you out. And that's what I think the memorable stuff is also kind of the engaging stuff. I think it's just important to be interesting, maybe. Have you considered being entertaining? Me, when I look at myself in the mirror. Have you considered? And then, don't drag it out too much. I think if you drag out a debut, if it overstays its welcome, why are we here? A debut is meant to be, like, exciting, it's meant to build up hype, and, you know, like, if you've got 50 minutes or an hour's worth of content, you can put that in your debut. I'm not saying, like, long debut, bad, or whatever. Your debut could be, like, 3 fucking hours long. You just gotta make sure that it's, like, engaging the entire time. I think it's probably gonna be 50 minutes today. It's probably gonna be 50 minutes for the girls. Because mine was 50 minutes, and they have song covers. They have song covers! Hand on table sound effect on MP4. Sneaky reminder, because they don't talk about it much until it happens. Oh boy. But I think, honestly, there's nothing wrong with doing, like, a half-hour debut or something. If you're trying to pad for runtime, at some point it's just like, either you should think of something more interesting than you already have, or you should just, like, cut it down before it overstays its welcome. Ugh. Why song covers when you have Golden Age? Because I pushed for it. Because because one of the managers said, covers original songs, and I took that personally. And also had a lot of money to throw at the project. It's fine. Don't worry about it. But yeah, I think basically the main thing this boils down to is you want people to be excited, and you want people to be engaged, and you want people not to feel like you've kind of, you know, once again, like you've overstayed your welcome. Because then if they want to see more of you, because they're like, oh, that wasn't enough, they want to see more of you, guess where they're gonna go? It's your second stream. Don't panic! Don't panic. You probably shouldn't. This is true. This is mainly directed at Ian too. Praying for you right now. Your debut starts in like half an hour and you're probably panicking, but remember! Okay, and I think this is good for stage fright in general. The audience has no idea what you are planning. They will not know if you mess up. Like, you can make a mistake and people will be like, dang, this is interesting, get the popcorn. Actually, that does segue into my next point. If you do mess up, you can just spin it into a joke, so who cares, really? AKA my entire life. come back next week for Rin troubleshoots Microsoft Windows for half an hour on stream before playing the game. It'll probably happen. No, but I think, you know, it's a debut. No one has literally any idea what to expect from you or what your normal kind of shtick is. So you can kind of get away with anything as long as you can sell it well enough. Your PC could fucking crash, and you could be like, you've fallen for my devious scheme. Someone should try that, but also you shouldn't. There's a lot on the line for this, but you should. It would be really funny. Now, debuts do not make or break a career. Trust me, I'm doing great now despite the fact that during my debut, there was a British person. God forbid. Never again. Mistake, mistake, mistake. No, like, I hit... Okay. Your debut stream is going to be your most viewed stream for at least a while. But it is not the most important stream you will ever do. You know, I hit 10k the day after I debuted. And I think Roka's already hit it. And you know, the subscriber count is going to go brr the second that she actually starts streaming. Let me check. Let me actually check how the funny Rockstar is doing. Oh, her cover waiting room is up. Isn't that silly, Goofy? Okay, Roka is on 11.3k right now. That number is going to skyrocket once she actually, you know, once the debuts actually begin. Oh boy. And like, she has the boost of being the first in her gen. I was the third, and now look at me. I am the most powerful VTuber known to man. But you know, I think the point is, if you do mess up your debut, you have more streams. That's not your only stream. You get more streams. It's okay. You don't need to panic. You can just make YouTube shorts. YouTube shorts. They sure are. I just think that that's something that's worth keeping in mind. Now, the point of a debut is to convince people to come back for more stuff. So all you really have to do in your debut is, you know, be the kind of person you'd usually be on stream, so you don't stress over presenting yourself in a way you wouldn't normally, because that's that thing, you know, like the debut cringe, the debut kind of act a lot of people put on. Oh no. Oh, why were you acting like this in your debut when you're actually this? That kind of thing. I don't think it's really worth kind of stressing over putting up an image like that at your debut, because people are going to find you out within like the first week. Anything is possible if you believe. But that leaves content for the 1 year debut reaction. That is true, to be fair. But if your debut actually like aged really gracefully, you could just brag about that. Debut watch along, but you just recite your debut word for word in the exact same tone of voice that you did a year ago. Now that's content, baby! The stream is over an hour long. Okay. Also, if you are not panicking, do not feel like you need to start. Because I'll be honest, I wasn't panicking like as much as... This is gonna sound like a really weird brag. I wasn't panicking as much as everyone else was when we debuted. I was in VC with like Theo and I think Pochi was getting ready. Was she? No. Oh, I'm getting the order confused. No, she's going senile! It's okay. No, I was in debut with Theo, and I think she said something along the lines of, like, you know, she was nervous. And then I was just kind of sitting there like, I don't really feel nervous, I just feel anticipation. Anticipate this career failure. It's okay. You don't even remember your debut order, I'm shocked. Oh dear. It was Yuko, then Juna, then me, then Pochi, then Theo. Then Vito, technically. Just had a little bit of a break there. No, but if everyone is panicking, and you're not, you don't need to, like, convince yourself, you don't need to hype yourself up to panic, if that makes sense. Lies, I wasn't nervous until 30 seconds before. We were in the same VC, Theo Cloverfield. You are wrong, Theo Cloverfield. No, I think everyone was like, at least, you know. I think anticipation is the important thing. As long as you're not going into it like, debut stream, gotta get this over with. You know, it's just, everyone reacts differently. And it's like all things in life. You don't need to just decide that you're gonna change your mindset because you're the only one who has it. Right then. To do, day of debut. Gen 2, are you listening? Roka, Poco, Connie, Kai, Momo, listen up! I'm about to save your asses. Check your settings. Check your settings. Check your settings. Check your... I swear to God. Check your fucking audio settings. Your toggles. Your audio. Your... Do you know where your toggles are? Do you know which keys they're binded to? Because you should. Because it's important that you do. They can't hear you. They have their AirPods in. No, they can't hear us. They're listening to each other's covers. No, but seriously, I'm not kidding. Check all of your fucking settings right now. Go into OBS. I don't care if you're, like, the last one to debut. Connie? I don't care. I don't care. Check your OBS. Check your internet speed. Do it. Check your fucking settings again! It's important. I wouldn't be making such a song and dance of it if it wasn't important. Oh no. Then recheck after updates, literally. Oh dear. Make sure everything is like... Plug in your wires properly. Just be careful. You can't be too careful at this. Because if you mess up your debut stream, a lot of people are going to remember that. It's not too important, but it's something you want to avoid. Start setting up at least an hour before you start in case something has decided to break or if Windows broke it for you. Oh boy, I love computers, my favorite. Because sometimes I'll just like open my PC physically. I'll open up OBS and it'll just be like, the microphone is not in the mood to work today. And sometimes things have an easy fix and sometimes things have a fix that's going to take 45 minutes and you need to be prepared for both. Oh boy. Do a mini dress rehearsal and you run everything in order just to make sure it works. Oops, check your settings a third time. No, by this I mean like, I would just like skim through all these PowerPoint pages. I do that whenever I have a PowerPoint. I'll just like skim through all the pages, make sure that everything is working. Pray to God that I haven't missed anything. Double check again. Like not dress rehearsals and you elaborate everything, just like, and then I do this slide, press the button, and then I do this slide, press the button, blah blah blah, this is my mama, press the button, you know? Do like a quick run through of any karaoke or whatever nonsense you're gonna do. That kind of thing. Because if you are just doing everything kind of in isolation, that makes it very easy to miss the way that, like, you know, systems interact, if that makes sense. If I go from a PowerPoint presentation to, like, a karaoke thing, you don't just run through the karaoke and the presentation in, like, separate sessions. Like, you need to make sure your transitions are on. Oh, boy. Make sure you have no distractions. I had to barricade my office door just to make sure nobody would walk in on me yelling about sharks. No, when I debuted, I changed office, but there was, in the room outside my office, a piano, and I took the piano stool and I, like, dragged it out, put it in front of my office door and put a note on it saying, "Don't disturb me or I'll lose my job." And thankfully people listen when you say something like that. But if you live with people, they should know if you've got distractions outside, you should try and mitigate those to the utmost extent that you can. Oh boy. A friend of mine had their presentation corrupted by antivirus while it was being presented. It just crashed and could not be opened anymore. That is, to be fair, you do make a good point. There are some contingencies that are really difficult to plan for. I don't know, maybe have a paper script on hand. Maybe just have, like, a list of things you want to talk about. Just in case. Because you really can't be, like, too careful. I'm saying that it's not important, and then I'm saying it's something that you should really plan for. And I think, honestly, both of those things can be true. In a weird way. Like, you want to be careful. You want things to go smoothly. As much as you possibly can. But if it doesn't, you know, at least you know that you tried. That kind of thing. Oh boy. Drink water before you start so it has time to absorb. Don't just drink water, like, right before you press live or whatever. Do I have water? I have a bit of water. And now it's gonna start absorbing. Fun fact that I learned from Ring Fit. Cold water absorbs faster than warm water. Drink cold water. But not too cold. You don't want to damage your vocal cords. You just want to make sure that your voice is warmed up, obviously. Not even if you're not doing, you know... If you're not singing or whatever, that might not sound like an important kind of thing. But you are just gonna wait, you know, you want to make sure that you're gonna go, guys, they're gonna be debuting. That kind of thing. You want to put your best foot forward, I think, is the main takeaway from this. Drink water. Fucking do it. Fucking drink water, Kai, I swear. Not me just targeting random people. I'd say at least, you know, half an hour. Half an hour is the minimum that you should start, you know, getting some hydration in you. I would also say probably, like, eat a few hours before the stream if that's something that you can do. I didn't eat on the day of my debut because I was like, teeth, and also what if my tummy hurt? So I just made sure that I didn't kind of mess that up. I mean, you know, if you've got, this is actually a good point, if you've got, like, you know, medical complications or whatever, or circumstances that complicate things, then, like, don't just take the advice I'm giving. You also need to make sure that you know what you're doing with that. Because I've had times where I've been like, am I going to be able to stream tonight? Because I'm having health complications. My favorite kind of complications. And if that happens at your debut, I think it's important just to have a way, you know, a contingency. Bad audio will kill a lot of people's interest in watching you, so it is probably worth turning off any fans if you are burning to death. Just this once. Just this once. I know it's summer. Rin, who debuted in November and who can therefore brag. Oh no. But if you normally have to have like a fan on for cooling or whatever, I do think it is worth it. You know, I think it's worth it just to make sure that the audio is good. It's on YouTube, and I think this holds true for basically the entire platform. Audio and video should ideally be like at the same high quality, but if you have to choose one, you put audio above video. Because, I mean, how many times have you seen like a fucking phone video or whatever that it looks a little bit shit, but the audio is fine, so it's okay. Meanwhile, like, welcome to my Minecraft Let's Play crunchy microphone type thing. That is not gonna draw anyone in. So if you can turn off, you know, like loud PC fans, air fans, close windows, tell people to shut the fuck up upstairs, that kind of thing, I think that is quite important. Okay. I'm not fucking around. Are you sure you know where your hotkeys are? Check them! Oh no. I had to check my hotkeys 75 million times just to be absolutely sure that everything was gonna be aight. Oh no. Because you don't want to be scrambling for that. You don't want to be like, oh, where is it on my Steam Deck? If you have a Steam, and I really do think, Stream Deck, sorry. If you have a Stream Deck, and I'm gonna get onto this later because I think you should have a Stream Deck. If you have a Stream Deck, you should make sure the icons are very distinct. I have a problem with that. There is just a button on my Stream Deck. It's still there, I never got rid of it. It's just labeled Shark Mode. And that was for, during my debut, I was going back and forth between like my normal serious presentation and my yeah, IKEA Shark presentation. And that was the button to change the music and the theme. And it's labeled with a shark, so I know what it is. But the point is, if you don't know where your hotkeys are and you're scrambling to find them, that is not ideal. What if you click it now? I don't want to mess things up. I've got like 25 more minutes maximum. I'm not in the mood. I'll figure it out. I don't actually think it works. I think maybe I just got rid of everything that it's linked to. Oh yeah, we're gonna have a settings checking break now. I'm not fucking around. I'm not fucking around. Are you sure you know where your hotkeys are? Oh, you do? Are you fucking sure? Are you sure? Could you press them with your fucking eyes closed? I swear. Does your audio sound okay? Check your audio. Check your audio. Do a test recording. Do a test recording at the volume you're going to be speaking. With all the audio tracks you're going to be used, as loud as they go. Please. I'm asking polite. Are you doing karaoke? Roka, I know you're singing. Is your reverb good? If you have reverb. Is it? Are you sure? Is your reverb still going to be on when you start talking again? Interesting. And that's why it's important to check things. Part 2, please survive. We might have to start speeding things up. Because I don't want to be... Ideally, we're going to be raiding in 5 minutes before Roka begins. But you know what? Nothing goes to plan here. Right now. Part 2. Please survive. Make sure you actually click the go live button. I have a part about this because I remembered this. Here's just some general advice that I think kind of is going to work well for after you debut. I mean, you know, when you're just trying to settle in. The first week, the first few streams after you debut will likely be, you know, mini debuts for the people who are still deciding whether to watch you. So you should plan interesting stuff instead of just going straight for like, and today we're gonna be playing Valorant. Because everyone can play Val. Most people can play Val. Because some people can play Valorant. But there's only one of you, and, you know, the debut hype train is still going to be going a little bit after your debut stream. So I think that maybe that is something you should take advantage of. Also, make sure to plan a wide variety of topics so it's not just all gaming. I think I did the IKEA Shark PowerPoint in my first week, and that turned out really well. My first week I had, like, debut 2.0, there is no game. I can't remember if they stopped me from playing Splatoon. I know I played Splatoon pretty close to debut, but management was like, girl, anyone can play Splatoon, it's fine. Just do something. Just do something else. And I was like, okay. And then they were like, wait, why have you made an entire PowerPoint about IKEA Shark? And I was like, okay. And then it became the most viewed stream on my entire channel. Joke's on you. Joke's on you. Didn't think we'd get this far, management. You fools. You fools. You imbeciles. Scheduling advice. Schedule less streams than you think you can handle most weeks. You do not have to and should not always be doing 100%. You need to give yourself some space to breathe. I mean, hypocrisy from the person who scheduled 8 streams this week. But it's because I'm trying to help! No, I think after the debut hype kind of dies down, you should be scheduling less streams than you could do if you're going at 100%. Because if something comes up, if you need to do like a recording or something, or you've got real life stuff and you need space to move the schedule around, then you need to have that space in the first place. And also that's just a good way to avoid burnout. If you're doing 100% all of the time, it's a lot easier to just like fall on your face and die. Oh boy. Do not group streams that require a lot of planning, for example this, in the same week unless you have a really good reason to. You know, I like to plan streams so that it's like one big planned thing and then a few, like at least 3 days. Like, I'm prepping for a big karaoke stream right now. I mean, what? Don't worry about it. Unarchived on Sunday. It's gonna be great. 8 p.m. But, you know, I like to plan streams that... PowerPoints require a lot of work. Okay? I was up quite late, making sure that this was, you know, in a workable state. But then I also had, you know, I did a bake sale yesterday, and the bake sale was, you know, spur of the moment, get a, you know, a new thing in OBS set up, and just draw random cakes. Draw biscuits, you know? And that didn't take more than an hour of prep, and there was literally just all the stream overlay. If you're not getting like a funky stream overlay done or whatever, if you're not setting up nonsense in OBS or whatever, it's just, it's good to have things, not that are there just to fill the schedule, but things that you don't really need to be concerned about. I think that's why a lot of people do games, in part, just because it's very easy to just boot up the stream and be like, yeah, it's a stream. This doesn't go for if you've got like a special event or whatever going on. Like, if you're doing a donathon, obviously, it's okay to have a lot of things planned. But if you want to make sure you don't burn out, good God, woman, slow down there. Collab advice. Because I know that it can be a little bit of a shock. Suddenly, you're just in this place, and there's people, and they're going to play video games with you. So I'm going to give you 2 useful tips that I still sometimes actually have to tell people. And that is, please fucking test your audio. I swear to God, I don't need people in the live chat saying, Rin sounds low, Rin sounds too quiet. That is just a pain in the ass, and we don't need that. It's helpful when people do, but it shouldn't be needed. Check your audio! It's literally, it all comes back to check your OBS settings. Oh no. OBS, Open Broadcast Software. It's a thing we all use. It's the program we all use to do the funny streams unless you use Streamlabs or something else. It's the program most of us use for streams. There we go. Do a countdown before you make people audible on stream so they know exactly when people can hear them. So normally, if I'm hosting a collab or something, a collab stream, I'll go, okay, I'm turning on the mics in like 3, 2, 1, and then I'll press the transition button. Because otherwise, people are going to be like, wait, what? We're streaming? Oh, okay. And you do not want them to say something like silly, goofy by accident. Always keep an eye on Discord in case your collab partner is trying to quietly tell you something. This also, if you're in an agency, this also goes for management, because I literally did get a text from management during the stream saying, hey Rin, are you sure you're raiding into Roka? And I was like, you fools, you dare underestimate my abilities! So that's important. Useful investments. I will never stop going on about these. You should get a good microphone arm. That is one of the first things you should consider if you've got, like, you know, if you've got the means to do so, you should think about that. I use a Rode PSA-1. It is a very good microphone arm, I say, as I swing it around wildly so you can't hear me properly. It's a Shure SM7B on a Rode PSA-1 Plus. Wait, PSA-1 Plus, there we go. So really, getting this delivered was a fucking nightmare, but that's not Rode's fault. Some people complain about, like, the PSA-1 having too much branding on it, but honestly that doesn't really matter to me because no one can see it. But this thing is really good just for, you know, because otherwise my microphone would be on my desk and then every time I, like, touched my desk you'd be able to hear, like, the rumbly sounds. And also just having it off my desk, it's connected by a clamp at, like, the side of my desk, so I don't need to worry about, you know, moving stuff around, having space for it. Oh boy. And also helps you move your mic around easily. So if I want to stand up for a Ring Fit stream or something, then I can easily, I don't need to get a microphone and like put it on a bunch of books or something. And the other investment I would recommend, and management, you should buy all these things. Because I'm not kidding, you should buy these things for everyone that you've got in the company. A Stream Deck is a very useful little piece of tech. It's just a little box, and it's sitting, and it's got a bunch of lights on it. And you can program all the buttons to do funky things in OBS and VTube Studio or whatever. Let's see. Let me press one of the buttons on my Steam Deck. Bang. Incredible. You wouldn't have even known. Incredible. That's also what I do my sound effects from. Wow, isn't that great? It is just a genuinely nice little bit of tech. I don't have the big one. I have like the medium-sized one, I think. But it still really gets the job done well. And I think that is something that, because otherwise you need to use like hotkeys on your keyboard to do a lot of stuff, and that is a disaster waiting to happen. So you should buy those things. They've got the Rin seal of approval. Please sponsor me. Safety tips. Because oh good god. Let's go over these quickly. Never use full display capture, it is only a liability. OBS has a setting, let me check what it's called. It is called, it's not window capture, it's display capture. And what that does is it shows what is being output on one of the monitors. And that makes it very easy to show your desktop background, which, oh no! What if there are important files on there? What if the background is something silly goofy? Come on, man. Don't do it. I don't think we're actually allowed to use it, just because management was like, good god, that is a disaster waiting to happen. You know, if you have a game that you want to play and it only works in display capture, I've never had that happen before, but if that does horrifically happen to you, I guess you're making like just a Let's Play video now, buddy, because you should not be streaming in display capture. Oh no, what if your social security numbers are on your desktop? Oh dear. Actually, that does bring me on to this one. Make a separate user account for streaming versus personal stuff. So you should be keeping, you know, if you have an Amazon account, you should have your Amazon account on your non-streaming account. And then the streaming account, I think, you know, sometimes I buy games on here, but I don't save the details because I'm a coward. Steam doesn't get to remember my credit card information because I don't have a credit card. But any personal accounts you're logged into, you know, personal social media, stuff with family, emails that have your real name or that contact people in your real life, school stuff, work stuff, that should be on a personal account. And your streaming account, on my streaming account, I have all my streaming stuff. Cool. And then on my personal account, I keep some of my streaming stuff off there as well, because that's just a good way to be able to like mentally check out if I need to. And then sanity, because I can talk about that. It's okay to play games or do other hobbies off stream. You should at least keep one hobby separate from your content so you have a way to stop thinking about it if and when you need to. You know, you shouldn't just monetize all your hobbies. I made a joke about that a while ago. You should have hobbies that are not linked to your work, because otherwise your brain is just work 24/7, and that is a very easy way to just collapse and crumble into the dirt. Oh boy. Like, you can have hobbies that you bring onto your stream or whatever. Splatoon, PowerPoints, me, I love that. Drawing silly little guys. But I also have things that I can do off stream to relax. I can watch funny YouTube. I can watch, I mean, I would watch anime if I could be bothered. Sometimes I have a little groove. Sometimes I do, I dance a little bit. And you know what? That hobby's getting monetized when I get 3D, but for now, we're safe. Oh boy. You can still snuggle the sharks off stream. Exactly. Exactly. It's important to have an outlet. Also, the people who like you don't care about your numbers. If you're lagging behind, like, people that you want to be in, like, ahead of in terms of subscriber count or live viewership or something, like, the people who watch your streams aren't watching you because, she has 55,000 live viewers. They are watching you because, she is going to fall down the stairs today. And this goes for, like, friendships, too. Like, agency VTubers, big VTubers don't really care about how many subscribers you have. As long as, you know, you're not insane or whatever. I've collabed with people bigger than me, I've collabed with people smaller than me. At the end of the day, it's literally just like, if anyone, like, only cares about you for your numerical values, then that is not someone you want to be spending your time with. And that's all I'll say about that. Other stuff, let's just go through this quickly. Use studio mode in OBS, please. It is a mode that lets you change things before you send it out to the live program. So, for example, what could I do? See, I just turn something on in studio mode, and then I can press a button, and I know what's going to appear, and it's man. But it just gives you a lot easier control of your stream, and it's good for safety, so do it, do it, do it, do it. It's a pain to get used to, but do it, do it, do it, do it! Be ready for a stream 5 minutes in advance to let you enjoy being called late. I am late a lot because I have, like, a lot of things to deal with IRL. And I am sorry about that, and I do try my best, but sometimes things will not cooperate. But if you have less distractions than me, if you live alone, for example, ideally you should be ready to go 5 minutes before, and then you could just, like, fucking scroll through Twitter or something while you wait. Charge your controllers. That's all I'll say about that. If you own physical games, make sure you know where they are before putting them on your schedule. I've had near misses with this one. Oh no. If you own the physical copy of 51 Worldwide and then you can't find it, you should probably reconsider putting it on your schedule this week, Red. Make sure to turn off VTube Studio after you end the stream. Do not forget for 5 hours like me. I will go and I'll be like, I turned my camera off. It's fine. And 5 hours later, I'll check VTube Studio and it's like, I've just been there this entire time. Like, not ideal. Not ideal. Remember to do that. Get an OBS spout plugin and use spout capture for VTube Studio. You will thank me when you forget to hide your menus. Oh boy. VTube Studio does have built-in transparent capture. Spout capture is objectively better. And that's all I'll say about that. Oh boy, and this is what we were talking about earlier, Fuyo. On the YouTube Live dashboard, go to your scheduled stream and turn on Enable Auto Start before you forget to click the button to go live and you talk to yourself for an hour. Because by default, you would have to press a button in your streaming software and then a button on YouTube to go live. And if you turn on Enable Auto Start, you only have to press a thing in your streaming software. And doing one thing is easier than doing two. Right, okay, let's be quick. 10 minutes worth of advice for agency VTubers. Here we go. Okay. Debuting as a part of an agency comes with its own benefits to take advantage of and drawbacks to work around. That is just the nature of this. It's a job. It's a job. You're employed by someone else. You're not in India anymore, or whatever. You're not in Kansas. Oh, I don't understand words. The point is, there are things you can work with and things you need to work around. Remember that all agencies are different and have different rules and cultures. I feel like Idol is very open and kind of talent freedom, but no. No, but I've spoken to people from other agencies and they've been like, yeah, I won't be able to get away with that. And I'm like, I see. They've got it pretty good. But you know, some people have to have certain things in place during collabs, or they can't sing certain stuff at karaoke. And that is just something you have to live with. Not everyone's good as me. Sad brag. Generally, if you just follow the rules, you should be okay. This is just stuff you might want to consider on the content side of things. Right, things to take advantage of. Companies have an easier time. Okay, so a lot of artists and musicians or whatever will not work with individuals, they will only work with companies. And now you're in a company, and you can take advantage of that. So you should at least ask, even if you think that they're kind of like out of your league. Because the worst thing that happens is management says no, and the best thing that happens is, congratulations, you've worked with the cool person now. During big events, like debuts or whatever, literally what I'm doing now, this point is it's about what I'm doing now. Supporting your friends with content related to the event can help both of you support each other. Because I don't know if you noticed, boys, but this is doing the views. But also, so I'm getting a boost from Gen 2 because they've got all the ads running and everyone's really hyped. And then they're also getting the boost from me because I'm going to be directing my audience into Roka's debut. See, it all works out. You can do that for 3D debuts. You could do... I don't think new outfit watch-alongs are like really a big thing, but it could be, honestly. You know, just between frenzies or whatever. Agency VTubers are more likely to notice you if you're also in an agency. We just kind of get each other on a certain level. It's like, you're somewhat reputable. You wanna play Valorant? So don't be afraid to approach people with questions or like comments about their stuff. Because there have been times I've made friends just been going like, hey man, this thing you did was really cool. End of sentence. And they'll be like, thanks man, and then we'll start talking. Or I'll come to someone with like, that thing you did was really cool, how did you do it? And I have benefited a lot from asking people that. You know who you are, you know who you are. When you first join a company, your senpais will be more than happy to help you. Ask them stuff. I will be available all evening. Endless. It's okay. Oh no, I will be available all evening because my sleep schedule is that of an owl. Right, be aware of this stuff. There'll be times when management will be unable to help you with stuff because they'll be like too busy or they'll have budget issues or they just won't know how to help you. And that is, like this week I want to call a meeting with management just about like silly, goofy, whatever. About my bird, buy me my bird. But I'm also like, it's not important enough to interrupt like Gen 2 off Kai week. So sometimes you just need to like get that stuff sorted yourself. The learning process for being a content creator does not end once you get hired to be one. This is still a learning process. I'm still learning how to fucking use OBS or whatever. But yeah, if you want to stand out from other people, your agency can't help you if you just don't have ideas of your own. You need to put your own plans into motion, I think. You know, no matter how many ads they run, if you've got no good ideas, that's gonna be a very uphill struggle. And then, I think this is important for a lot of people to hear. Having projects rejected by management, it's not like an attack on your character. It's not something you've done wrong. It's just an unfortunate inevitability because you are kind of the face of a company. You might not agree with it. Sometimes it is a little bit bullshit, but you know what? The only thing you can really do is like use your ideas elsewhere and just move on. And that is a sad fact. I was thinking of doing like a fake debut stream tonight, and then I asked, and management was like, no, it's their night tonight. There's someone walking on the ceiling above me. It's their night tonight. So yeah, I think that's just important to consider. And basically, in conclusion, don't do anything she does. Interesting. We learned a lot tonight, Shad, didn't we? Good luck, Gen 2. You're gonna need it. Right then. I hope that has helped literally anyone. Whether it is Gen 2 or literally anyone else who's like close to debut, whatever. I know I did the audition advice stream, and I am going to ask if any of them saw it. because I like... I enjoy being helpful because that means people owe me. Right then, Roka debuts in 5 minutes. Idly N, Gen 2, Endless, there's more of them now. Will Roka steal my one personality trait of purple? I swear if there's another British one. I swear if it's Roka. Also, I will tell you right now, I think, who's doing a watch-along? Let me just check. Vito is doing a watch-along. Lopi is doing a watch-along. Nikki is doing it the way I say Lopi as if she's part of this company. Ah, name recognition. A bunch of people are doing watch-alongs. Yeah, Nikki is doing one. It's gonna be a good time. It's gonna be a good time. So you can go see those, or you can just go watch. I'm just gonna watch the debuts on my own, because I'm gonna be honest. It's been a time. It's been a day. I slept a lot. It's fine. I'm going to send you over there immediately now. Give them support. And then please come back to me, because I need to know that people haven't abandoned me. Ah!